Hello, boys and girls. Good evening to you, and happy October. Even though it is clearly in the middle of the day, but let's just pretend that it's the middle of the night. But, well, anyway, I'm not going to be doing that the whole video, but I will tell you who the hell I am in case you have no idea. I am Samuel Johnson, and for the last few years, I have made a name for myself as a very low-grade YouTuber who does low-budget / no-budget vlogs that have looked into and discussed various TV shows and franchises that I myself have enjoyed growing up, or just things that I want to discuss. How the vlogs typically operate is that every Friday I sit down on my ass and watch an episode or entry into whatever show or franchise that I'm looking at the time. And once I'm done watching them, I sit down in this here chair, set up my tablet, and then just record my thoughts in a vlog, which I eventually post to the interwebs. The vlog's time usually varies in quality, though some of the ones that are longer are typically ones that are movies. But ultimately, the format is usually the same. I just talk about the episode. I talk about whatever episode or entry was going on in that week. I usually spoil the plot run and then list the aspects of the episode or entry that I thought worked, what I thought didn't, and ultimately based on my experiences, whether I think you'd be interested in it or not. So that's just me. And the shows I've looked at they've ranged as they've covered a wide variety of topics. As I started these vlogs by looking at the first two Ben 10 series. After that, I shifted gears to Nickelodeon and looked at Danny Phantom. Then I shifted gears again towards films as I decided to look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, specifically the core films, which those vlogs are technically ongoing since those films are still coming out. Then I shifted gears again to Kolyoko, and while still briefly sidetracking to go back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, another side vlog about the MCU that focused on their Disney Plus show What If, and even another side series of vlogs for that wherein I looked at Sony's universe of Marvel characters, like Venom and Morbius, etc. After that, once I finished Kolyoko, I shifted gears back to Ben 10 again to look at various cartoon crossovers that it took part in. Then I looked at the short-lived MTV Spider-Man series, and then after that, I moved on to Steven Universe, which those vlogs are still currently ongoing, and I'm still posting those on Friday. However, for this year, for this month of October, I decided I wanted to do another series of vlogs. One's unique to the season. Now, there are at least a couple of franchises that I wanted to dedicate some time to for October. And at the time when I originally conceived these, I did wind up making a poll on my Twitter for between the two choices that I had at the time. Those choices were ultimately Over the Garden Wall or Ghostbusters. I posted up there, asked people if they wanted to vote, and, well, if you've seen the title of the video, you can probably tell which one. Over the Garden Wall. Now, Over the Garden Wall, when it was originally on the air, was a series that I never actually watched. I heard about it, and I knew people who had seen it or watched it online, but I never really took time out of my day to actually sit down and give it the time of day. It was something that was always in the back of my mind, and something that I was always curious about, but never actually did anything about. That is till last year. Last year, I finally decided I wanted to sate my curiosity, and I wound up going on Amazon and buying this DVD, as it has the entire series right here, as it was actually a mini-series that Cartoon Network had aired. And ultimately, I thought it was interesting. Definitely was something that I think would be worth rewatching, something that I want, and definitely something I wanted to talk about. Now, and whether I was kind of up in the air whether I was eventually going to do a vlog on it, but like I said, with October and the season of the spooks and ghouls and goblins, I figured that it at least deserved a shot, and, well, as I said, the polls on Twitter decided, and so, for this month of October, I'm going to be doing a very short vlog series dedicated entirely to Over the Garden Wall. Now, for those that don't know, before I actually get to it, though, I want to lay a couple ground rules down. First off, these vlogs are not going to be replacing my regular vlogs. As you can tell by the time that I'm posting this, I'm going to be doing these every Sunday. I was originally going to do them Monday to, coincide with Halloween, but I decided I'd rather shift them to Sunday, especially since I want to have a Halloween night open to hand out candy. But essentially, I'm going to be doing these every Sunday, and on top of that, like with my Steven Universe vlogs, rather than look at one episode a week, I'm instead going to be looking at two, as, like with Steven Universe, the episodes of Over the Garden Wall are 11 minutes long, so I figure that the best way to try and get as much done as possible while still kind of filling up the time of a regular episode, I'll just, once again, look at 2 episodes a week. And like with Steven Universe, I'll, of course, go over the plots of the episodes and my ultimate thoughts on both in the vlog proper, giving my thoughts on one episode before the other, though the summaries are still going to be grouped into their own section of the video. If that sounds appealing to you, then by all means, I hope you enjoy it. But otherwise, I understand if you are annoyed by this and would rather watch this show or maybe one of my other vlogs, but that's kind of how I want to do it. Again, I admit, the vlogs aren't perfect, they're not great, but there's something I still enjoy doing, and like I said, with October here, I figured now was the perfect time to dedicate some time to some spooks, and well, here we are. So, yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say. This is kind of short, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. So, as tune in later today, as we see what exactly lies in the unknown with the Garden Wall perspectives. I hope you enjoy.